So I'm back with an update on my fitness journey, and I'm kind of surprised at the direction that things have progressed. So if you checked out my last video of how I lost muscle mass by going to the gym, I put up on the screen what happened to my muscle mass after going to the gym 3 times a week for 2 weeks in a row with a personal trainer. And at that point, my skeletal muscle mass started to drop down. And then after, I ended up getting sick and I took a week off of working out. So I ended up going like once the next week after working out the 3 weeks or 2 weeks, and then took a week off and worked out once in those 2 weeks. I can't remember what happened. Like if I got sick first and then took a week off and then I did one workout, or if I did one workout after those 2 weeks of 3 times a week and then took an entire week off because I got sick. And after that, my muscle mass went way up again after stopping going to the gym 3 times. And so basically over 2 weeks, I went to the gym 6 times, lost muscle mass significantly. Then the following 2 weeks, I only went once to the gym and my muscle mass went way back up. So I discovered that that was going to the gym too much for me, that my body was not responding well to it. And I assumed just from the stress going into a cortisol state and breaking my muscles down instead of rebuilding them, adding to my overall stress load. So then I thought, okay, well, I'm going to now do it again, but I'm just going to go twice a week. And I ended up going and doing a more strenuous set. I went higher in weights than I normally had, not to the extreme. I didn't push it like all the way, but just heavier. And it felt fine when I was doing it. I didn't feel like it was harmful in any way, shape, or form. But a week later, I could tell that I hadn't recovered. My muscles didn't feel completely recovered, and it flared up my knee. And then I got on the scale and saw that I again lost muscle mass. So after all that recovery, I brought myself back down to what it was before, after working out a lot, not as strenuous, but 3 times a week. So I managed to bring my muscle mass down in 2 ways. Once was going too many times, even though I wasn't pushing that hard. And then the second time was just pushing harder and thinking it was no big deal because it was just like once in a week. And it totally trashed my muscle mass down. And then I thought, okay, well, clearly I can't do that. So now I'm just going to go to the gym once a week and I'm going to bring the weights down. So I brought it down this past week. I think I went Tuesday last week, and today's Monday. I always check the Hume Body Pod on Mondays. And even though I brought down the weights to an amount that was not a lot, it was I went down as much as I at least one thing, because each machine is different, right? It's some you take the thing out, put it on the lower thing, and it's up 10 pounds. Some are up 5 pounds or 15 pounds or whatever, right? So I just went one below this week, just lessened the amount of weight from the time previous on every machine. And I thought today when I weighed myself that I would be back up to normal and recovered. And no, I went down even more. I'm still losing muscle mass despite slowing the training down and now reducing the weights. So that was kind of shocking. I didn't expect to not recover from that. So yeah, now I've been looking at from the beginning till now where my muscle mass is at, and my highest muscle mass I had was before I ever went to the gym. So, right? It just shows you how important it is to realize that stress is something that can halt progress in so many ways, whether it's, your muscle mass. So I'm having that direct experience of elevated cortisol, breaking down my muscles. I can't recover despite not like working out like crazy. And how that plays out in other ways. So even if you're not working out, right? If you are trying to recover from like a health concern, if your cortisol is constantly elevated, your body is in breakdown mode. And that cortisol, that's what it does. It breaks shit down, right? So we can't really go into healing mode or regeneration mode when we are in a constantly elevated state of cortisol. So for me, I've got a lot of things on my plate right now, and going to the gym, despite in the beginning when I said like, okay, I know I'm in school and I know, I'm working too much and I've got too much on my plate and that's not going to change until like mid-April, that I didn't want to wait to go to the gym and start working out because it's like, is there ever a good time, right? But now that I have this Hume Body Pod and I can see exactly what's happening, I know that was actually detrimental to my health, my muscle mass, and to my stress levels, right? Like it just put me over the edge in levels of stress. So, and it's not that I feel that when I go to the gym. It's not like when I go there, I'm saying like, oh, I'm so stressed, or that in the workout that I feel so stressed. It's not at all. Like I actually don't feel that, but it's just it's just basically, I think working out has been the straw that broke the camel's back. So basically that was a complete waste of time and money, other than, right? Because I spent like over $200 on the training. I've been spending like $80 a month at the gym, and I've been going for 4 months only to have significantly less muscle mass than I had prior. I think it's something like I have 5 pounds less muscle mass now after going to the gym for 4 months. So I've lost muscle mass and money. But what I did gain is knowledge through experience that I can pass on. So I hope that is useful to understand. So if you're struggling with your health or trying to put muscle mass on and you're like, I'm doing everything right and nothing's working, it's your stress, right? It's like we can't eat away, like the perfect diet's not going to get rid of the stress. The perfect workout's not going to get rid of the stress. So yeah, our body works in a certain way. Our nervous system is wired up in such a way that if we are in a chronic state of fight, flight, freeze, or fawn, we are not in rest, digest, and heal. And in order to build muscle mass, you need to be in rest, digest, and heal for a long enough time. And I just can't get into that state due to the current circumstances of my life. So basically, I will be cutting my gym membership and then trying to focus more on things that are going to be less stressful. I think I'm going to be focusing on like just doing body weight exercises. So not putting any weights and just staying home. So that's one less stress of not having to go somewhere. And then I will incorporate yoga back into it, because I know like with yoga, I can feel that benefit of it incorporates the body weight, right? Because you are holding your own body in the poses, but also the whole entire experience of yoga always leaves me feeling relaxed at the end. So I think that's going to be fine. So it'll be cool because we'll get to see what happens with my muscle mass over the next 4 weeks or so, where I now incorporate these more gentle approaches to moving my body, and we'll get to see how that affects my muscle mass. All right, we'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.